Happy Friday, YouTube and X. It's your main man, BTM here, bringing you back to the BTM Crypto News Network. Thanks for joining. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And hit your main man up with a super chat. Just trying to keep the lights on BTM Crypto News Network. What up, Silver Days? BTM Crypto News Network. XRP Army. Let's go. So let's go. Got a lot of stuff to talk about today. Again, happy Friday. And there is a lot of things going on with XRP. And I saw something about a government backed crypto platform that'll actually probably boost the overall exposure for XRP. And there's a rumor that XRP or BlackRock might be the next person, the next group or company to get a XRP spot ETF, but I wasn't sure about that. So I was going to use it as a title, but I couldn't confirm it. But I did see a posting on X about it, but there's no additional details, so I didn't put that on there. I didn't want to clickbait you guys. But let's see. Let's start the screen share and see what we can see, or start the spotlight and see what's going on in the exciting world of crypto. And shout out to Caleb and Brown. Caleb and Brown is our partner. They sponsor the channel. So big shout out to Caleb and Brown. If you're looking for a crypto platform, or if you're new to crypto, you can start with let's see, close this out. You can start with Caleb and Brown. They give you 24/7 support, one-on-one broker. They actually give you a broker once you sign up. You can use my description you can use my link in the description. I think I get 5% off from your initial sign up, and it helps support the channel and keeping BTM Crypto News Network in business. And as well, it gives you some information if you want to get started in crypto. Kind of gives you a little guidelines and information to help you in the crypto world and keep you on your toes. And I think they're in Australia, so you don't have to worry about what time you call, because their time zone will be different. So night it'll be morning there, and morning will be evening there. So you still have someone to help you. It's actually really easy to set up and a good place to start if you are new to crypto. So shout out to these guys. So moving forward, this is Caleb and Brown tripping. This is the crypto bubbles. If you see in the bubbles, a lot of red today. A lot of things are happening. People are saying the bull run won't start to 2026. People saying it's over for the year. People says the market might be done. So I don't know. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Is it over? Is it just beginning? Will it start in what is this? 2026, 2027? What's your opinions about the crypto market going forward? And just make some updates. Okay, so let's look here. Luna is up 138%. FTT is up 22.5. Hex is up 12.8. XAN is up 8.5. Prime is up 3.6. Spell's up 2.7. What is this? Arch Block is up 1.7. Tron is up, what is this? 0.6 on the hour. This core is up 1.4 on the day, down 0.9 on the hour. Need to research that a little deeper. So let's start with the top. Bitcoin is down 2.9% to 89,400. 1.8 on the week, 13.7 on the month, 9.7 on the year, unchanged on the hour. So that's Bitcoin. Where is Ethereum? I'm going to do it the easy way. So Ethereum is down 2.6 on the day, up 0.1 on the hour, down 0.6 on the week, down 12% on the month, and down 21% on the year. And it is back to 3,031. Looking for Solana. So Solana's down 5.1% on the day. Wow. 3.6 on the week, 12.8 on the month, and 42.1 on the year, down to 132.50. This is Canaan Network. They do a lot of transactions with business to business for banks. Down 2.1 the hour, down 15.1 on the day, down 30 or 27.4 on the week. And I think they just came on, so there's no month or year there. And they are at 6 cents. It's Solana, Ethereum. I guess we'll jump over to XRP. I'm looking for something else, but I guess we'll look for XRP. XRP is down 3.3 on the day, down 0.5 on the hour, down 6.9 on the week, down 13.4 on the month, down 13.7 for the year, and we're back at $2.02. I think we went up to $2.12 and came back down. It's coming down for us to pick it up. Hondo's down 3%. Hex hash flow is down 7.9. Era Drone Financial is down 6.6. FET is down 8.2. Gala's down 6.6. Ordinance down 7.7. Aventis is down 7.7. Tau Bittensor is down 0.5 on the hour, 6.4 on the day, down 9.2 on the week, down 29.3 on the month, down 58.1 on the year to 273.21 cents. And it was at almost 300 yesterday. Oh, wow. See here, ICP is down 6.6. Caspa's down 5.2 on the day, 10.5 on the week, 11.2 on the month, and 67.1 on the year. Down pretty big. AOZ Network is down 6.4. Link is down 4.5. Radiant's down 6.1. Stronghold is down 5.3 on the day. No change in the hour. Down 18.7 for the week. 9.6% on the month and 22.9 on the year, and it is at 1 cent. Let's see. Safe is down 3%. World Mobile token is down 13%. Near's down 6.5. Gala's down 0.5. Dash is down 2.7. Binance is down 1.9 on the day, 0.3 on the hour, 0.9 on the week, 7.6 on the month, but it is up 19.5 on the year. SUI is down 5.4. The ZBCN, our favorite payroll processor, is down 3.8 on the day, 1.4 on the hour, 12% on the week, 17.9.8 on the month, and still up 117%. on the year. And I guess that's all the major tokens. This is something to keep an eye on. This Asher down 0.5 on the hour, down 4.2 on the day, down 8.3 on the week, down 5.5 on the month. I think that's all the heavy hitters. Litecoin's down 4.1. HBOR 3.9. World Liberty Finance is down 1.4 on the day, 0.1 on the hour, 6.5 on the week, up 22.7 on the month, and no data for the year. So Filecoin, what is this? Assembly Piff down 6.5. Actually, XPR is down 6.4 on the day, up 0.3 on the hour, down 11.3 on the week, down 22.2 on the month, and still up 115% on the year. So we'll close the bubbles out. Check out this quick short from Sevenfold Crypto.
Building a financial juggernaut. That is my top altcoin pick, XRP. That's definitely my top choice. My second one has got to be SUI, SUI. A lot of attention. So that's my number two. My third one would have to be HBAR. That's another one. Number three is TAO, PAO. That is the number one. So that's my number five. XRP is building.
So shout out to that content creator for that quick short. Let's see here. So currently XRP is at 2.2 cents, down 3.36 on the day. Market cap's 122.2 billion. Market cap down 3.36. 24-hour trading volume 3.38 billion, down 5.27. Holders is 491,000. Current serving supply is 60.3 billion. So just checking that real quick. So go back over to X. I wanted to check out this rich list, but we'll come back to that. So currently on X, this is
from both institution and retail.
What is this? XAF crypto. 2.3 trillion in liquidity flowed into XRP, says Franklin Templeton. XRP ETFs are here, and institutions are finally waking up. Demand from Wall Street plus retail is surging, and XRP is leveling up for the same narrative as Bitcoin and Ethereum ETFs. What up, Matt Grimes? What's going on, fam? So yeah, let's see this quick video, and we'll keep pushing.
Along with the demand that's coming from both institution and retail, has this started to step XRP up to the level of what's happening in the Bitcoin and ETH ETFs?
I think that we're moving in that direction, right? I think that there is a very interesting story playing out around stablecoins. XRP is one of the only chains that also has its own stablecoin, right? The RLUSD. And I think that that adds a new element to what they might be able to do in terms of building business around the chain. Don't forget, I think one of the most exciting prospects of these new rails is going to be the vast increase in the number of computer to computer transactions that are going to start to occur as we see more people get comfortable with Web3 models, right?
Yeah.
And so I think that, when you have your own stablecoin and you've got this chain that is already a public chain that has an independent verification network operating around it, this starts to become, I think, a pretty interesting business case, which is why we've been looking to partner with and doing more with Ripple over the last couple of years. Don't forget, they had some challenges here in the US while that lawsuit was on.
Sure.
Outside the US, they've been continuing to build their business dramatically. We operate globally, so we've been engaged with them in Asia for some time, and now we're seeing that start to spread out to more regions of the world.
Along with the demand.
So, as she mentioned, I think people just look at XRP as a US project. But if you've been noticing it's going global and it's picking up steam on the global market. I think that's another big catalyst to push the XRP narrative. So this is my main man,
Wanted to
Jake
ask you,
Cleaver,
why are you all in on?
with Beyond Broke on why he's confident in XRP and the Ripple ecosystem. And I was just looking. I literally just looked at it, and it's up to 210. That can't be right. I was just saying 210, right? But this is saying 202. That's weird. I don't know what this is, but that can't be right. Anyway, this is absolutely going to be adopted at scale. I believe over long term that this asset's going to 100, 1,000, 10,000, $100,000 over the next 10 years. So he's saying it's probably going to outpace Bitcoin. So let's see what he's talking about. And
XRP.
Spent a year and a half waking up every day trying to figure out how I was wrong. Similar to Michael Burry, right? Like you have this thesis, you have this conviction, and if you're a critical thinker and you are intelligent, you know that you don't know everything, and so you try to poke holes in your own thesis. And I couldn't poke any holes in it. And I don't think I'm the smartest person in the world. There are people that are far more intelligent than I am, but after spending that much time on it and thinking critically through things and looking over everything, I just came to the conclusion that this is absolutely going to be adopted at scale and used to grease the rails, the payment rails for how everything is going to move in the future, for back end settlement for institutions and the back end of the stock market, other markets, global commerce. It's really the only thing that's strategically positioned to be able to facilitate that through all the different things that have happened over the past 13 years that it's been around. And so, because of that, again, I'm a long-term investor. I think investments, if you are investing in something, I think it's a 4-year time horizon at a minimum. And so, I consolidated my position all in on XRP in 22. So we're not even to the 4-year time horizon that I had originally set for myself. We're close. Yeah. 26, February 26 will be about 4 years that I've had this consolidated position. And I thought at least by that point, we would see, some significant upside. And we have. I mean, we've already seen a 10x for what I bought a lot of XRP at. But I think there's going to continue to be upside. And that's why I continue to stay here and I continue to dollar cost average even at $2 and $3. I believe over the long term that this asset goes to $100, $1,000, $10,000, $100,000 over the next 10 years, and potentially much faster than people realize.
so, oh man, so that's what I was saying too, right?
Wanted to
Because
ask
the
you, why are
adoption
you all in on
kind of moves
XRP?
faster, right? It's already been regulated. It's already been through the ringers from the SEC. So at this point, I don't think there's anything holding it back. So let me know what you guys think this is. You're only watching the price. You're missing the plot. A hint from Brad Gensinghouse. And why does this say 212? What is going on here? Let's see if the price comes up. because this is saying 212, but this is saying, yeah, 202. Where is this 210, 212 coming from? If this ever comes, I don't know why this price is taking so long to come up. This is a glitch. What's going on with the Trust Wallet? I don't know, but it's taking forever to download. Also, we'll keep it pushing. Come back to X. So this is breaking. XRP well activity just went vertical per crypto quant, and it's looking like the XRP ledger velocity went to $3.06, which is weird because we're not seeing that price action. So I don't know, but kind of strange. They keep showing that, but there's no price action. Liquidity, depth, and practice. Recent analysis, XRP has ranked near the top of the altcoin by order book depth on major exchanges with multi-billion-dollar average daily trading volumes and relatively tight spreads. This is the article I was looking at earlier, but there's no article here, which is weird. Just a screenshot. Rumors, alerts. BlackRock is reportedly preparing to file for a spot XRP ETF this December. Believe it when I see it. Oh, I should use this for the thumbnail. XRP can serve as a short-term working capital for currency exchanges, as transactions typically take only a few minutes to complete. Orders come through central exchanges. If the money needs to be held briefly, companies can hedge that risk using XRP futures. The idea is to use local liquidity on both ends of the transactions while using XRP as a bridge in between. This approach keeps the time money is held to a minimum, helping prevent price differences from building up. October 10th, deleveraging event where order book depth vanished within minutes across majors served as a live fire reminder. The execution path depends on the inventory can be stuck during stress. The hedging toolset improved this year with the CMC groups listing XRP and micro XRP futures May 16th, and more than 19 million of notion trading on one day. The combination shifts the calculus for treasurers who cannot access the regulated Delta hedge working in 2024. XRP, since fiat to XRP on the most liquid venues in the original market, autonomize across books using TWAP and VWAP, transfers and settles, then connect to XRP back to fiat to the destination, keeping XRP exposure to minutes. So I guess we'll go back to X here. Wait, was this the article they're talking about? No, that was this article. Okay. Breaking. Ripple funded the CTF regulated spot exchange XRP listed on day one. If you missed it, the first post, the binomial news CFTC regulated spot exchange that listed XRP on that day was founded by Ripple. Yes, the same platform that now lets XRP trade spot futures, perps, and options under federal regulations. It was built by Ripple-led funding. Imagine that. Binomial announces Botanic, a U.S. perpetual trading platform backed by 25 million Series C led by Ripple. So Ripple is creating their own platform to use for spot trading and futures, which is actually kind of smart. Market update: XRP ETFs hit 12 million in inflows in just 2 hours. Bitwise leads. Bitwise Invest jumps ahead with 2.3 million, with Canary Funds and Rex Allspray right behind. Strong momentum building fast. Nearly 12 billion flowing into XRP ETFs within the first 2 hours. Shows demand isn't down at all. More updates coming. So this is daily volume 12.3 million. Bitwise 3.25. Canary Capital 3 million. Offspray 2.5. Franklin Templeton 1.69 million. And Grayscale 1.1. So shout out to Grayscale if you can see that. But going back to the X, but I did find this. Somebody showed me this. This is pfmarket.com, and this is actually the XRP ETF terminal. So this says for spot 24-hour volume, it's 18.8 million. Where did this guys? 11.3 million. So 18.8 million. Leverage volume 41.1 million. Just checking something out. So this is a breakdown, which I think is pretty cool. Canary Capital is at $21.70. Bitwise is $22.77. Canary Capital 5 million, 24-hour volume. Bitwise 5 million, 24-hour volume. Franklin Templeton 4 million, 24-hour volume. Current price is 22.13, down 3%. Bitwise is down 3%, and Canary Capital is down 3.3. Sorry, Franklin Templeton is down 3.5, and Bitwise is down 3.6. Rex Offspray is at $16.71, down 3.5%. Grayscale is actually, wow, Grayscale's guess is the most expensive at $39.34. $39.34 is down 3.8%. Amplify is 22.99 cents, down 2.7. And this is the derivative markets. Chirpum, I guess, 12.95 cents. 2x 6.27 cents. Volatility 11.5, and ProShares 11.51. It's actually a pretty cool representation, and I actually like the graph. Also like the terminal, the green and black. That's super cool. From being from a tech AI background, I think that's awesome. This is the rich list. So for XRP distribution, activated accounts 7.3 million. Total burn 14.5 million. Total available, I think that's 99.9 billion. XRP X Road is at 34.4 billion. Circulating supply 65.4 billion. And these are some of the addresses, but it wasn't what I was looking for, but some good information. We're going back over to X. So on X, this is Cardano founder hints at a secret XRP project in 2026. We'll have to wait and see what they're talking about. Completely different perspective on the XRP community. Previously, there were many disagreements with XRP, with the XRP community, but that has changed, and now they understand each other. He announced a surprise in 2026, a nice project specifically for XRP holders, which is cool that Cardano is working with XRP finally. I know there was a lot of friction with those guys, but I'm glad they worked that out. Hassan announced a new project. Hassan has confirmed that Cardano's working on its own DeFi layer for XRP. This will allow XRP holders to earn returns on their coins, similar to what Flare Network offers, among others. He didn't provide any details yet, but emphasized that the project will be a lot of fun. More information is expected in 2026. By now, everyone realizes that it would be a mistake not to believe in XRP, which I don't understand. How you guys still flooding XRP, bro? XRP is going to be one, if not the top crypto, guys. Just face it, face the facts. A Mecca approved Euro stablecoin just went live on the XRPL, which is the XRP ledger, bringing fully regulated EU liquidity straight up on the ledger. This is a massive for XRP adoption in real world utilities across Europe. The XRPL is leveraging up fast. XRP EU, the moment is undeniable. The momentum is undeniable. 24 Kelly Jr., what's going on with you, brother? Thanks for joining. CFTC Commissioner Carolyn shared majorly pro crypto remarks, signaling stronger U.S. opens towards digital assets. Momentum is building, and XRP is right in the mix. American deserve safe U.S. markets as alternatives to offshore platforms. Now you can trade spot on CFTC. Oh wow, crypto FTC. Oh wow, that's weird. I wonder if there's a CFTC. Why is there no CFTC link? That's weird. Registered exchanges, innovators can finally come home and build, invest, and hire in America. Okay. What was it? CFTC? CFTC. I told you, man, these guys are slowing things down so they can get their own projects in line so they can compete, right? They're trying to catch up. So you got to stay ahead of the curve. Does not look like there's an actual X page for it yet. That's weird. But we'll keep an eye on that as well. I think that's a good idea, who's ever involved in that. This is huge news.
Futures Trading Commission announcing the launch.
CFTC just announced a government-backed crypto trading platform. This could be major boost for XRP as the U.S. strengthens its crypto infrastructure. Perfect timing. Let me see.
Crypto goes mainstream. The Commodities Futures Trading Commission announcing the launch of the first government-supervised crypto trading platform. It allows Americans to instantly buy, sell, and finance digital assets. Fox Business's Darren Botello, live in Washington with all the details. Darren, good morning to you.
Hi, good morning, Maria. Of course, right now, as we all know, you can buy and sell crypto online already, but this is the first time, like you said, a spot trading platform is getting the full backing of the federal government. So why does this even matter to investors that the CFTC is backing this new Bitnomial platform? These other platforms are legally operating, but here's the catch, Maria. They're often called the Wild West. Basically, it's buyer beware. We've seen this with the collapse of FTX and customers eventually losing out on huge profits they would have had their money stayed safe in the market, they would have had it. Now with this Bitnomial platform, there are stricter standards for transparency, security, and consumer protection to prevent an FTX-style collapse. We spoke exclusively with acting CFTC Chairman Caroline Pham ahead of this new platform going live.
Not only do we want Americans to come back home and to be trading here where they know that they have the protections that they deserve, but again, that means that American companies that are involved in the crypto industry, they're going to want to build here. They're going to want to invest here. They're going to want to hire here. So this is overall a net benefit to the economy.
And Bitnomial tells us ahead of their announcement, the actual launch of the platform is set for next week. Maria?
Matt, crypto goes mainstream. The commodities futures.
So yeah, definitely define that platform. And that's actually a pretty good idea at a good time. Right when things are slowing down for crypto. So that goes to Grand Rising. No problem. Kelly Jr., Grand Rising to you too, sir. You think XRP will go up around Christmas time? 601D, I think so, especially with this crypto platform coming online. I'm telling you, I think there's going to be a lot of big things happening right before Christmas. We're going to get a small rally and it's going to push on into the new year. I do know a lot of people sell crypto at the end of the year so they can report it as loss for their taxes. But if the price is going up, people will sell so they can create that profit, right? A realized revenue. Because you don't actually make profit until you sell your crypto. But that's not financial advice, that's just for entertainment purposes. Seek a financial advisor if you are looking for financial advice. I'm just here on YouTube making videos. Japan's reverse carry trade, the yen carry trade in one clean swipe, borrow yen near zero rates, BOJ rates still only 0.5%, buy higher. I'm sure what this is even talking about. Cheap funding gone, yen no longer trash. Game over when the yen starts being free money. Everything traded by it bleeds. Yeah, okay. Completely no idea what's going on there. We'll keep it moving and get back over to X. This is Ripple. 4 key acquisitions are building for a global financial machine, and XRP is the engine underneath. Most of the distracted by price, but I've been tracking what Ripple's building behind the scenes, and honestly, it's starting to look unstoppable. Let's break it down. Are these slides? What are these? 4 acquisitions, 1 unified structure. I think one of these videos I have is going through this. Ripple breaks into corporate treasuries with 1 billion G treasury. Ripple Custody's momentum continues, acquires Palladius to offer a comprehensive digital asset custody solution. Ripple, a financial technology company that offers crypto solutions for business, today announced the acquisition of the digital asset wallet and custody company Palisade. The acquisition will significantly expand Ripple's custody capabilities to directly serve its core needs of fintechs, crypto native firms, and corporations. Interesting. Ripple to acquire Rails for 400 million, expanding leadership to stablecoin payments. Ripple's leaders in the enterprise blockchain and crypto solutions today announced it's agreed to acquire Rail, a stablecoin powered platform for global payments, for 200 million. With this deal, Ripple and Rail will deliver the most comprehensive stablecoin payment solution available in the market. I'm telling you, man, Ripple low key is trying to corner the market, man. These guys ain't playing. Global multi-asset prime brokerage. I can't read this, it's kind of small. XRP Ledger and blockchain built for business. XRP Ledger is decentralized public blockchain. led by a global community of businesses and developers looking to solve problems. Proven reliable over more than a decade with error-free functioning, the XRPL offers streamlined development, low transaction costs, high performance, and sustainability so you can build with confidence and move your critical projects forward. And of course, an XRP logo. We're keeping it moving. This is Ripple Bullwinkle. XRP ETF just added 50.27 mil won in one day. Total assets are now 906 mil won. So almost at a billion. About to cross to a billion. Wells buying spot. Corporations stacking XRP as treasury allocations. ETF scaling inflows. Price hasn't moved yet, but the supply is thinning behind the scenes. XRP supply shock loading. I've been hearing about the supply shock all week. When, my guys, when? Crypto news. This is another XRP ETF terminal. I actually like this terminal better though, but that's cool as well. Trying to see if the numbers match up. Always triple check. Make sure we're on the right one or close to the right as possible. World Mobile and Zbeck super app is about to drop. It's going nuclear the moment the entire crypto DPN world's been waiting for. I think this is all ZBCN. Just scanning through, see if there's not another XRP message or two mixed in. And I guess not. So we looked at this article previously, but here, actually, let's check some of the AI. What's the AI say about XRP fell 2.94% to $2.03 in 24-hour, underperforming the broader crypto market. Extreme social fear, bear sentiment, and hit October levels, triggering retail sell-offs. 250 million XRP whale transfers. Ripple moved 505 million to unknown wallets, sparking liquidity concerns. Price slipped below the critical SMA at $2.15 7-day and $2.21 30-day. Retail panic versus institutional accumulation, bearish bullish tensions. Social data shows XRP fear, uncertainty, and doubt FUD at its most extreme since October 25. Retail traders accelerated selling after 31% 2-month decline, while XRP ETF saw a 12.8 million inflows on December 4th. And that's what they're trying to do. They want you to sell so they can buy it and they can sell it back to you in ETFs. This means crowd psychology often adversely creates with price action, extreme fear can signal computation. However, institutions are accumulating via ETFs total EUM 887 mil won, creating a supply demand imbalance that could stabilize prices midterm. I was looking for, ETF inflows, trends, and Ripple Q4 25 escrow unlock reports. Next expected January 2026. Whale transaction anxiety, bears impact. 250 million XRP transfer from Ripple to an unknown wallet coincided with the price drop, while routine for Ripple's treasury management, traders interpreted as a potential OTC sale prep. which means large movements historically cause volatility due to exchange inflow fears. However, Ripple's transparent XRP system, 55 billion XRP locked, limits actual sell pressure unless tokens reach exchanges. Technical weakest bearish momentum overview. XRP broke below its 7-day SMA to $2.15, 30-day SMA $2.21, RSI at 44.06 neutral, and the MACD showing weak bearish divergence, and the $2 level is now critical psychological support. The technical traders are watching the $2 to 205 zone, a breakdown, the trigger algorithmic sale orders towards $1.83 June 25 low. Conversely, reclaiming the 221 SMA could trigger a signal reversal. XRP's price drop reflects retail panic amplified by whale activity and broken technical support, offset by stealthy institutional buying. The $2 support in ETF inflows could decide its next major move. Key watch, can XRP hold the $2 as spot ETF inflows absorb sales side pressure? Monitor hourly closes below the level for downward confirmation. So basically they're saying XRP is coming down because people are panic selling because whales are moving their tokens around. And like I said earlier, this is probably them trying to get you to sell so they can buy it cheap. And when they buy it cheap, they are going to use it in the inflows and sell it right back to us, or sell it back to these guys using the exchange in the ETFs. What do you think about XPR? 601D. I'm actually looking at XPR myself. I actually picked up some and holding that as well. Trying to see if we can. Okay, there we go. I thought it would take off, but XPR, like XRP, which is similar names, kind of stuck as well. It's been flat. If our data ever loads, then we're going to get to some videos. So yeah, it is down 5.65%. Market cap only 94 million, down 5.6%. 24-hour trading volume 2.9 million. So we will see. I think there's going to be some big things coming from XPR, but it's going to take some time for XPR to get there. So let's check this first video out. This is Crypto Sensei. Let's see what he has to say real quick.
What is happening with tokenization on the XRP ledger after we get through these important clips. Guys, if you get any value from this content, please hit like. It does help support the channel. I would really, really appreciate that.
About tokenization. And I think that tokenization, some people here will know it well, some people will not. So maybe you can help level set. But I think you have a view that tokenization is effectively going to change finance forever.
Yeah. Tell me more. Tell me more.
Explain?
Explain.
There's so much conversation going on about AI and how AI is going to be reshaping the world. There's not enough conversation about how technology is going to be reshaping the financial services area too. And the need for democratization, as Secretary Besson talked about the democratization of investing in America. There are slews of middlemen in the whole financial services area. We have elongated settlements, elongated processes. If we could digitize every asset, so if we could digitize all stocks and bonds and have more seamless going from a digital wallet of cash or stable coin into equities, or bonds through in most categories through an ETF. It will reduce the friction costs, the transaction costs, and it allows a much more free flow. So there's $4.1 trillion of money in digital wallets globally, sitting in stable coins mostly. And can you now, and right now, if they wanted to go into a bond or stock or have a real estate transaction, they have to take the money out of the digital wallet to a traditional wallet and have all those commissions and fees and all that stuff. So the whole idea of tokenization of all assets, including real estate ultimately, is to just reduce huge friction costs, making investing easier, simpler. You could, as the secretary was talking about this one account, you could do this all through.
All right. So much is happening. All right, here is another clip on tokenization from Ondo Finance. Tokenization is making Wall Street global.
We launched tokenized stocks in the Binance wallet last week. So now all of Binance Wallet's users, about 280 million people, I think, have access to US stocks and ETFs 24/7 whenever they want. And we've seen very good traction so far of the product. Like users really want access to these stocks 24/7 because outside the US in particular, there really is a large user base that historically has struggled to get access to US stocks and ETFs. And now on blockchain rails, they can do that very seamlessly with stablecoins 24/7. So we launched tokenized stocks.
This is why the US is so interested in doing all of this tokenization, because they're opening the markets to every single person around the globe. They're making it easier to invest in the US market. And listen, every other country wants to do the same. They want to make it easier for people historically around the world to invest in their markets and their infrastructure and their companies. So you have a global race right now. Everybody is rushing to make this happen because the first countries, the first infrastructures that start to take advantage of this will be huge head start and probably the leaders across the industry. Now, here is Brian Armstrong on tokenization.
If you just zoom out for a minute and say, okay, these companies are staying private longer, right? Sarbanes-Oxley and all these things made it more difficult to go public. The amount of demand for capital in these private companies is just going to keep growing and growing. And there's so much money in crypto. How can crypto update capital formation just like it's updated every other part of the financial services area? So there's a big investment that we're making in how to update financial, how to update capital formation and make it easier for private companies to raise money, but we want to do it with the permission of those companies.
Ultimately, do you want to compete with Larry? Do you guys think that you're competing with each other? Because you've talked about broadening your offerings far beyond crypto.
Larry's like, what?
No, I don't think so. In fact, we're a great partner of theirs on their ETF.
Right.
We're powering, I think, more than 80% of the ETFs for crypto in terms of custody and trading. And, as there's an effort to tokenize their funds, Coinbase is well positioned to be the leader in just tokenization of every asset. I mean, we've done that with stable coins. You can look at it happening now in various parts of the world with stocks. It should be happening with every fund. And what we want to do is actually market their products to our customers, that the $500 billion of assets that you mentioned for retail and institutional. We want to put those products in front of our customers.
Looks like there's a lot of things happening behind the scenes, and Coinbase will be a key player. Now, here's Eric Trump talking about tokenization. He had a lot of great points in this clip. Let's jump right into it.
Rather than tokenizing the completed asset. So talk to me about the main driver behind this project.
I think we're going to see a world in 5 years, in 10 years, in 20 years, when you look back, where pretty much every asset class is tokenized in some way, shape, or form. If Taylor Swift comes out with a new album, why is she going out to Paramount Records or one of these big, record label houses? Why doesn't she just go out to those Swiftie fans who would invest in her, who would invest in her project, who would want to be partners in a project? And why can't that be tokenized? Why can't some girl who absolutely loves Taylor Swift invest $200 of her money or $500 of her money and buy part of a tokenized album that can live forever, they can throw out possible cash flow, etc.? You're going to have the arts that are tokenized. You're going to have music that's tokenized. You're going to have Hollywood that's tokenized. You're going to have real estate that's tokenized. So I really announced this on 2 projects. One, Croker National Hotel and Tower, Dubai, which we're building right in the middle of the city. It's going to be one of the most spectacular buildings anywhere in the world. A project that we're doing in the Maldives, also in hospitality. That's what I do but I mean, why not give somebody the ability to have some level of ownership? Why is it that I should only be going out to Deutsche Bank? Or why is it that I should only be going out to JP Morgan Chase in order to be, a Wells Fargo, or you name the lender out there to actually get in loan financing? If people believe in us, if people believe in our brand, if people believe in any project, why can't they invest? Why not give people the freedom of being able to, invest or be a part of in some way, shape, or form, projects that are aspirational to them, projects that they otherwise believe in? Why is that only reserved for the select few. And that's what tokenization is going to do. Tokenization is going to massively broaden the market. Without being able to do that, they wouldn't have had the financial capacity, but now they can. Now they can own a piece of whatever they believe is beautiful, whatever they believe has value. That's what tokenization is. We're going to do it for art. We're going to do it for Hollywood. We're going to do it for commodities. We're going to do it for the oil and gas industry. We're going to do it, and we're just going to trade on stable coins. A lot of that can be done in DeFi using smart contracts where you don't need middlemen, you don't need fees, you don't need expenses of big banks, you don't need foreign exchange.
Pretty much anything in the world here is going to be tokenized. Imagine football.
So what do you think about what Eric Trump said about the tokenization and the previous part from Larry Fink and Brian Armstrong? Do you agree or disagree? Does it make sense? And let me double check something. Never selling XRP, HBAR, or Quant holding. Yes, that would be a, what is that? Hold on for dear life. So let me know what you guys think. And I guess we'll go back to the video. Finish this video out. 7 minutes.
Football clubs or NFL clubs. I said football like soccer, so just bear with me. That's why I said football and then NFL. So we get both. That's the best of both worlds. All of these different things that used to be illiquid could finally start to have investment from just anybody, from any background with any investment. They can start participating, and this is where things are going to start really taking off. Now, here's the CEO of Robinhood talking about tokenization is a freight train and it can't be stopped.
But what hasn't been unlocked yet is real-time 24/7 trading. And I think there's a lot of things that we still have to figure out, not just with regulators, but also with these companies, because, you know, they rightly do have some concerns. It's a new thing. Not all of them like their stocks being traded in real time 24/7. And, you know, I think that we're going to get to a point, I think in the next probably 5 to 10 years, where it is ubiquitous. I mentioned in my talk that tokenization is a freight train. It can't be stopped. And I think eventually it'll eat the whole global financial system.
Eventually, it will eat the entire global financial system. Tokenization is exploding. US treasuries, real estate, commodities, everything is moving on chain.
If we are looking at a new world order that is, as Pippa describes it, decentralized, what does that mean?
Well, first of all, let's take a look at what makes up world orders. The world orders are that a group of countries across the world agree to a set of rules, and they agree to play by them.
What underpins a world order is always the financial system. And what we're seeing in the world today, I think, is we are on the brink of a dramatic change where we are about to, and I'll say this boldly, we're about to abandon the traditional system of money and accounting and introduce a new one.
Everyone's been predicting the demise of the dollar for a long time.
And the new one, the new accounting, is what we call blockchain. It means digital. It means having a almost perfect record of every single transaction that happens in the economy, which will give us far greater clarity over what's going on. It also raises huge dangers in terms of the balance of power between states and citizens. In my opinion, we're going to need a digital constitution of human rights if we're going to have digital money, but also this new money will be sovereign in nature. Most people think that digital money is crypto and private. I find it very difficult to talk about the world order that we're coming into, given how very tenuous and unstable the current environment is. In my lifetime, this is the second time that I have seen the superpowers actually threaten the possibility of nuclear war.
A lot of things happening with tokenization, guys. And then I played this clip. I made a whole video around this. I thought this was the most bullish clip I've heard this week on tokenization. This was an interview between Fox News and Paul Atkins, the SEC director. And I just got to play it again because this was just incredible to hear.
Do you expect this is where financial services is going? Are the major banks and the brokers out there today moving increasingly toward tokenization?
Absolutely. And it's the way the world will be, you know, here in that, I mean, maybe not even in 10 years, maybe even a lot less time, maybe a couple of years from now. So
look at his eyes here, right? There's something obviously he knows, being the head of the SEC. He understands the processes that all of these markets are going through. I just want to go back and just focus on the way that he's trying. He's trying not to tell and spill all of the beans because, you know, his job is to not hype everybody, but he's trying to be honest and sincere about how quickly this transformation is happening and how many, you know, just watch it again, please.
Today, moving increasingly toward tokenization?
Absolutely. And it's the way the world will be, you know, here in the, I mean, maybe not even in 10 years, maybe even a lot less time, maybe a couple of years from now. So I think that all of this modernization of the markets, I think, is good. And the trouble that we've seen here over the past few years is that, you know, the SEC, unlike historically, it never was necessarily at the vanguard of pushing new innovations. It was always, you know, a little bit behind the market, of course. But here recently, it's been almost standing athwart the marketplace, and as it's, you know, as all these new innovations were coming about. So that's no more. We're actually embracing it, and I believe that we need to be embracing it to keep the United States at the forefront.
All right, we need.
That was the other part I wanted to get to.
To embrace
But
it to
literally,
keep the United
as he's
States at the
saying, guys, these guys are telling us slowly but surely there's something coming down the pipeline. They already have it organized. They're just telling us late, right? These guys already been in rooms talking about it, had it organized, delayed it and delayed it and delayed it. And now it is coming for tuition, right? It's coming forward and it's actually going to start to take over. They try to slow it down to give them more time to accumulate and get on board. And now that they are in place, these guys are ready to run with it. Let's play a little bit of Oscar's video, then we'll close it down for the day. Hopefully I can get back and do a Zebek video later.
Positions. I'm even wearing the blood on the street shirt. I really like what I'm showing you on the screen. It was posted yesterday, Ripple, for acquisitions, one unified infrastructure. And I think I like the way they're presenting this, like building one-stop shop for crypto, for digital assets. And where is that one-stop shop? Ripple, with Ripple Prime, with stables, and with more, you know, cross-border payment applications and acquisitions and all the things that Ripple is doing right now. I will say, man, like, honestly, wow. This is what I wanted to see. You could tell me, you know, Oscar, nothing's going on ever since Trump came into office, or, you know, since this summer. It's disappointing to see XRP price, you know, a little boring. Yeah, I get it. But I don't know about you, but I mean, I am still accumulating, you know, getting past the levels of my portfolio. I'm like, let's add more, let's add more. Let's kind of keep going with the levels. I know everyone is entitled to you know, their own opinion, right? We still have this guy running the Fed, and I will tell you, it seems that because of him, we're just kind of not where we're supposed to. That's why Trump is like, I need to change that, right? So things are coming, changes are coming. You come to XRP ticker, everyone has bullish news, right? Which if you're looking at that, you're like, man, like what's when, right? And Brad Garlinghouse reposting all the ETFs just about 10 days ago. 10 days ago, we were like, XRP ETF. So, people like, guys, consider subscribing to the channel. Let me tell you the latest. Also, BTCC, first link down below. We got 2,500. Guys, you have to see it. Come on, man. I'm talking to BTCC so much. I want you guys to win and make a lot of money. And you can do that just by trading, of course, if you know how, but you can also get that giveaway that we have. So first link down below is going to be there for you guys. 31 days in December. So some people are already winning, some people are already trading, and kudos to you. So all you have to do is just follow the instructions. And we also have our Patreon, which is going to take you to Discord, right? We have 2 tiers: support. Thank you for letting me continue this. And also come to our Discord and get to know the trades, my community, thing right now. I was looking at my portfolio, was looking at my bags just yesterday, moving, keeping everything, safe, sound, clean, organized. And I'm like, I like it. I like it. Good. Do I want more? I'm like, of course, but I think I want to keep some cash on the side, trading and of course Bitcoin. Just kind of putting my diversification strategy. Just whatever I have on my mind is like, okay, I'm okay like that. Obviously, if I had more money, maybe yes, but that's it, right? I want this now to, if we come to the weekly, I want this to end, right? I want this period to end to finally change pace because what I'm showing you on the screen, right? This is the way it looks like. How before Trump won, it's a unique XRP story. He wins. We're no longer at that level, but it seems that we're not able to pass the $3, right? Like very firstly and very decisively. So $2 XRP is our current stage and the way things are working right now. But will that change? And I say yes, it will. So drop a like, guys. Consider subscribing to the channel. Let us know in the comments down below how you're feeling. And of course, happy almost weekend. Later today, I think I'm going to be watching very thoroughly about the World Cup and more. There's big things happening, and I'm excited. I'm the price of XRP. You know them. There's nothing new. Clarity Act. Now, if you ask me, Oscar, why in the
Now, first off, guys, I want to share this story with you. And something that happened to me here today, I got a message on Telegram from a CEO from a crypto company talking. It was a pre-recorded video talking to me about how to prepare my business for a bear market. And I did not watch the entire video because clearly he and I do not see eye to eye. And this isn't someone that we've talked about. I don't want to disclose the name here. It's no one really within the XRP community talking about his experience, his first experience and market cycle and how to prepare, he believes, into a bear market. And I thought to myself, this isn't my first rodeo. And second off, I don't believe in a 4-year cycle forever, a speculative cycle based off Bitcoin mining and speculation, because we're very, very close to clarity in this market. Clarity Act. The Clarity Act is going to bring capital in from institutions. Now, we just saw yesterday Ripple and G Treasury officially complete their deal. G Treasury having 13,000 banks in their pipeline. What that is going to do when we talk about flipping the switch for XRP and the utilization of XRP is some very, very big things. And keeping that in mind, when you listen to this last clip I'm going to play here and talking about XRP and adoption specifically, this is what I spend most of my day doing. Taking a look at what other market experts, what others in the financial markets that are highly respected are saying. And I recommend that for all of you. Diversify your content, get other opinions, not just from me, from many out there. There are a lot of people out there that have opinions, and develop your own thesis and understand. Of course, you want safety over your assets first. I'll leave I Trust Capital below. I work with them because of their reputation. They've been around for years, 11,000 5-star reviews. And along with that, if you do in fact set up an IRA, a Roth IRA with your crypto, and XRP does a quick 50x and you actually want to sell, that's a true 50x. You actually do not have to pay capital gains. Now, I've stated many times I'm not planning on selling my XRP is because of that adoption. And then the other part of research needs to be taking a look at what's actually happening with adoption. What are the institutions actually doing? Not just saying, but how are they allocating their time? What is leadership doing and pushing their companies forward with blockchain technology? And what cryptocurrency out there is much closer to those big Fortune 500 companies than any other out there that really has the ability to realistically be adopted into their business practices. And time again, it always comes up that XRP is much closer than any other cryptocurrency in this market to actually be utilized for what its use cases are and what is really happening right now in this market that is going to completely end the 4-year cycle. And I agree with Tom Lee, who is very well respected, and that in the coming weeks, we're going to see a complete shift, a complete turnaround in this market that is going to leave a lot of the bears sidelined. With the implementation after clarity, that is going to give us the utilization of this technology. And I fear that those that are bullish on Bitcoin and Bitcoin only will quickly realize that we are not forever going to be in a 4-year cycle just simply based off speculation and Bitcoin mining. And so I just want to play you these 2 clips, guys. We're going to keep it short and sweet as always. I hope you enjoy them. I think if you put this all together and taking a step back, zooming out and taking a look at what is truly happening as we're seeing all these ETFs for the first time come to the market. We know we have 60 plus coming next year. And we take a look at where we're at right now and where we're going, it will be incredibly painfully clear to understand that those that are out there bearish and are saying that we're going to go into a 4-year bear cycle with this type of adoption and soon implementation in the market, I think it'll be very, very hard to not come up with a thesis that right now we should be nothing more than bullish on XRP. So I'm going to play you these 2 quick clips. I appreciate both your time and support, and we will see you all in the next one.
Number 2, I think crypto prices have bottomed. And I think that this, in the next 8 weeks, we're going to shatter the Bitcoin 4-year cycle. I don't think it's going to be a 4-year cycle.
What's your take on where XRP is right now and its sort of potential for real adoption, which I think is what people are really hoping for? I think the potential for real adoption is more than potential, is being adopted. Ripple has worked diligently. They're very professional over there. They are single-minded in their purpose, and they are building the rails, as they say, across the entire global financial system for the XRPL, so the XRP ledger, to be used. And of course, you use XRP on the ledger, you use RLUSD, which is their stable coin on the ledger. And all the banks, once the Clarity Act is passed, I think you're going to see use of that ledger explode. I don't think people understand how much it's being used right now or it's being prepared right now. And I don't even grasp the scale of how big the use of that ledger is going to be once the Clarity Act is passed. And that's really a needed thing. I think that the spot ETFs where they actually hold the physical, that does help. It takes some supply off the market. We saw it help the Ether price quite a bit when the Ether ETFs came out. I don't know what will happen here. I would think it would provide at least some underpinning. I would think that as more money comes in, the price volatility will go down a little bit because we've seen that in other assets. So that's something to reasonably expect. But I don't think people understand that the Ripple's a real live use case. Ripple has the company has been very disciplined in setting itself up in thousands of banks on all the platforms across the world. As soon as there's clarity in the US for banks to, and let's face it, all the money in the world goes through the US at one point or another, it just does. And once the US banks have a very clear, well-defined regulatory environment in which to play, I think the use of the XRPL skyrockets.
New this morning, we got.
I agree with
The
him.
guy
I
at the
do
desk,
think the use
SoFi
case
launching crypto
for
trade.
XRPL will skyrocket once there's more adoption and once people start actually looking at it. Let's go over to Zach Humphreys real quick, and we'll end the show for today. Let me see and make sure if this was who I was going to come back to. Yeah, we'll play Zach Humphries for a
We
couple
are
minutes.
looking at inflows right now into XRP and Solana and outflows in the last 24 hours in Ethereum and Bitcoin. And we've seen this kind of trend start to play out over the last 20 days. Now, it is a small sample size, and obviously Bitcoin's ETF has been the most successful of any of them. Larry Fink said it was the most successful product they ever had. And to think that XRP is having this level of success through Franklin Templeton, Bitwise, Grayscale, and Cannery Capital is pretty amazing. And it makes you wonder what will happen to XRP when it gets some bigger names behind it, like a Fidelity, like a BlackRock. So far, BlackRock basically said, hey, we're good with Bitcoin and Ethereum, but will that last forever? That's the big question. I mean, just yesterday we saw about 13 million in new investments into XRP ETFs, and it hit a huge milestone, very early on. It hit 800 million in 19 days. It took Ethereum 95 days to see 800 million in inflows. And I wanted to take you inside some of the things that are happening, guys. Go ahead and smash the like button, drop your X's in the chat, subscribe down below, comment down below X so I know you guys are here, part of the XRP army. You guys are insane, and I love you guys. Love this asset class. Just love being here in crypto, man. I'm so pumped about the future, looking into 2026. Can't wait to be riding with you guys throughout the entire market. So let's get in here and give a little bit more background, because then we had some comments from Brad Garlinghouse too that I found pretty interesting. Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse described the historic inflows into XRP as just the beginning. He emphasized that crypto ETFs currently represent only 2% of the global ETF market, leaving a huge amount of growth potential. And institutions in which that were previously sidelined by regulation or risk are now entering the market, with Ripple seeing increasing activity on its prime brokerage platform. I saw Bitwise CEO talk about the level of interest in XRP. He was pretty shocked by it, honestly. I mean, he came to market with it, obviously said, hey, this is a phenomenal opportunity for us. But I don't think even he expected to see the level of interest thus far into XRP. And if we look at, some of the other information here, I want to take you inside this right here. This is pretty fascinating. Wisdom Tree's report reveals XRP is the only crypto with sustained institutional inflows across all regions. So in Europe, XRP is bringing in a ton of new money. Outside the United States, investors are adding a lot of money. In the Middle East, right? You could see kind of what's happening here. It's becoming one of those assets that is not only a United States asset, even though it's a US company. Bitcoin and Ethereum ETFs in the United States lost a combined 6.4 billion in November. Money continued to flow into XRP products everywhere as it recently just went live. And when I'm looking at this, I'm looking at some of these newer products like XRP, Solana, HBAR, and we're going to get a lot more of these basket ETFs as well, right? These are some things I think they're coming down the pike, and really looking forward to into 2026 when we get full clarity and regulation with the Clarity Act, Market Structure Bill, which is essentially the same thing. And I think people are underestimating what this means for XRP. Everybody wants the price to pump because of this news. I'm sure I'll get a few comments. Zach, everything's so bullish, but the price doesn't move. You have to understand, this is a long-term catalyst. It's not something that's going to change the course of history overnight. You're not going to see $100 XRP by the end of the year, guys. I don't care who told you that on YouTube. They're feeding you a bunch of BS. And that's why you subscribe to this channel, because I'm not going to feed you a bunch of BS. I mean, people are literally wanting $100 XRP so they can put Christmas presents under the tree. I was seeing these posts. I'm like, guys, you cannot listen to these outlandish price targets. I am long-term bullish on the price of XRP and a lot of the top assets in crypto. But we need to understand that this is a long-term game, and patience is a virtue. This stuff has to play out over time. It's not a overnight success story. There's no get rich quick here. Okay, so I appreciate you all for watching. If you like my perspective, you like the news, you like the alpha, you like the info on a daily basis, subscribe down below if you haven't already. Check out my free newsletter. We put this out 2 times a week. If you're looking for alpha, totally free. I'll leave the link down there as well. I'll pin it as the top comment. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you all in the next one.
This morning, we got the guy at the desk, SoFi launching crypto.
So shout out to Zach Humphreys, and he's right, guys. It's not going to happen overnight. Guys are telling you anything for clicks and views. You've got to be patient and continue to diamond hand. But as always, don't forget to sign up for the BTM Crypto News Network to stay up to date on XRP and Zebek and Bitcoin and other emerging cryptos. And as always, let's get back to the money, guys, and stay dangerous. So, main man BTM signing up or signing out. Have a happy weekend. And I'll try to get back on later for a Zebek Live. But peace out and see you soon. Peace and hair grease. Miner out.